And welcome to Kudzu Chronicles podcast. I'm your host, Kudzai Mashaya, and I'm super excited today because my guest is a remarkable individual. She is someone who inspires me. She has inspired me since I started my first year here at Texas American University. Her confidence, her poise, her aura, her intelligence, you can't miss it. You just know Shanice is in the room when she is in the room. Ladies and gentlemen, my good sister, Shanice.
Hi.
Thank you so much, Shanice.
Really, it's my pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me, and I think this will be a good discussion.
I think so too. People are going to learn. People are going to be inspired. That's why I knew Shanice had to be here. I'm so excited.
That's such a big intro.
I know, you deserve it. It is true. Everything is true, honestly. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so let's talk about you, because this is about you. This whole podcast episode is about you. So let's talk about Shanice being so confident, being so intelligent. Like, you just know when Shanice is present. I know everybody knows when Shanice is available. So where did that come from?
Okay.
Yeah, tell me about your educational background, maybe primary school, high school. Yeah.
So education, as some of you might know, I'm from Zimbabwe, and I was born and bred in Gweru, the city of Gweru, and I did my preschool and primary school and high school at a same place called Midlands Christian.
Okay.
So I went to Midlands Christian School, which is the primary school, and then Midlands Christian College, which is the high school, from Form 1 to Form 6.
Okay.
Yeah, I did Cambridge O-levels and Cambridge A-levels.
Is that a private school?
Yes, it is a private school, and it's a private institution, a Christian school. Yeah.
Okay.
And then my preschool was at Gweru Nursery School.
Oh.
For my O-level education, I did quite a lot of subjects.
You did?
More than most people would do.
Really? How many subjects did you do?
Okay, maybe this is what many people did already, but I did I think it was 14.
Wow.
Looking back now, I didn't have to do all of them because I've stopped using the information from most of them. Like accounting. When was the last time I used my accounting knowledge?
I agree, because I did 13 and I'm like, you know what? I don't have to do all that.
Right?
Yeah.
Because my focus was going to be on the STEM subjects, but I did so many commerce subjects. I did art.
Wow. Okay.
I did French.
Interesting.
Honey, I don't even know most of the French. I can just greet, basically. Yeah, I can hear a bit, but after O levels, I stopped using my French knowledge, which is sad because I have met French people afterwards,
and it comes in handy.
It does. I mean, you can say hello, how are you, and then they think, oh, she's a native speaker,
and then now you're stuck.
No, that's all I know. Yeah, but that's basically it. And then for my A levels, I got 13. 13 points.
Yeah. Nice, Shanice. Well, I'm not surprised, obviously. Yeah. So let's talk about your journey to Textila. How did you get here? You just found yourself here?
No. I actually, initially, I didn't plan on coming to Textila. I didn't plan on doing my tertiary education in Africa.
Okay.
But God always has other plans for you.
True.
Yeah. My initial plan was to go to Poland. I had even, started learning the language, doing online classes to learn Polish. I can speak Polish.
Really? You can?
I can speak Polish.
This girl.
For those who know what that means. Dzień dobry, jak się masz, Shanice?
Oh!
I can speak Polish, and I did learn Polish because I really wanted to go to Poland. I had communicated with some of the institutions there. I had even met with the Polish consulate in Zimbabwe. He knew me and stuff. I was ready to go to Poland.
Yeah.
But then at that time, I think we just weren't in a financial situation for financially ready for me to go. I'm someone who comes from a family with other siblings.
Yeah.
So I had to forfeit going there. And I continued searching. It was hard at first. Because I didn't manage to go to high school university immediately after high school. I had to wait a couple of years before I got here. Like even in my class, I'm a couple years older than most of the people in my class because of that.
Oh, okay.
And that period was very difficult, but it also taught me patience. It taught me to just wait and to just trust in God's timing. His plan is not always our plan. His ways are not always our ways, but he makes things work together for his good.
True.
So at the end of the day, I never stopped planning to go to medical school. Medical school was always my dream.
It's always what you wanted.
Always what I wanted to do. Like always. It started with like a film I watched in high school. I watched Gifted Hands.
Okay.
I'm sure many people know Dr. Benjamin Carson. Like many
haven't
people.
watched it.
You haven't watched it?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's like a neurosurgeon in America, and he was and he's also one of like the first black neurosurgeons.
Oh, he's actually a neurosurgeon now.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think so. Yeah. And he graduated from Yale. And I think he did his fellowship at Johns Hopkins, I'm not so sure. But what I do know is that he was like the first one to perform like a separation of conjoined twins.
Oh.
I mean, as a black neurosurgeon.
Okay.
And his story is very, very inspirational because he wasn't always the best pupil or the best student in school, but he managed to, rise up above the rest through just sheer hard work and trusting in God, and he managed to become a great neurosurgeon. So when I watched his movie, like it was just based on, it was like a biography of him, it was just so inspiring, and I was like, I want to do that. I want to work in a way where I'll be able, like the work that I do will positively impact somebody's life. It will change the trajectory of their life forever. I mean, somebody who's born conjoined to their sibling, of course, their lifestyle it changes. Their quality of life already it's different. The things that they can and cannot do are different. But when you are the person who separates them, you are the person who performs a procedure that changes the trajectory of their life, the history of their life forever. You've done something that is just so significant. You know? So after watching that, I was just like, I have to be a doctor.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to be a doctor.
Wow.
So I continued wanting to come to medical school, even though like it took 5 years for me to get here after high school. It wasn't easy.
Yeah, I can
was
imagine.
working at my dad's company.
Okay.
He's an engineer, he owns a company. And so it's not like I was just seated just waiting.
You were doing something.
I was working, but I had always, I never felt like this is enough. Like I know where I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to do. So I kept searching, and it kept on coming. Whenever you search medical schools, it was like one of the first things you see. So I clicked. I was interested because of the word America. I'm sure most of us have experienced the same.
You and I both.
Yeah. I applied, and immediately they responded that very day. I sent in my documents. The next day they told me that I'm eligible, and the rest is history. Here I am.
Oh, we're so blessed to have you, Shanice. You're one of the very few people that I've heard who actually have a story, behind why they wanted to be a doctor. Most people, it's just, from when I was a child, I've always wanted to be a doctor. Or, people in my family were telling me I could be a doctor. People never really have an actual story. Yeah, so I'm interested in your story.
But it's that part that you said, people in my family. I mean, I've experienced that too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my family. My mom, my dad, my brother and sister, they've always had my back. And they've always encouraged me to not give up on my dreams. There was a time when I was very depressed. I was so depressed. And I wanted to just give up on life. I wanted to give up on school and everything because things didn't go the way I thought they would. And I felt like I can't really fulfill my purpose in life. When you feel like I need to be doing something but I'm not doing it, I was at that point, but they encouraged me so much. I thank God. Shout out to my family. I love you guys.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Because they really helped me. They prayed for me. They fasted for me. They encouraged me. And I'm here today not just because I felt that I have to be a doctor and it was all me. No, I have people behind me who've been helping me get to where I am.
I love that.
So I thank God for that support system.
I relate to that so well because there was a time when I applied for medical school in Zimbabwe. I applied to every university in Zimbabwe, and for some reason I couldn't get a place. And at the University of Zimbabwe, they were giving me pharmacy. And I didn't want to do that. Exactly. So I also have been in that situation where I'm like, should I just give up and maybe just do the pharmacy? I mean, it's not a bad course. I could just do it. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't want
this
to
is
do
not
this.
what I want to do.
Exactly.
I know, like, this is not where God wants me to go.
Exactly. Exactly. So I'm so thankful as well that I'm here and I had the family to back me up.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think you've already answered this question, but I do want you to still talk about it. you speak really well, Shanice.
Oh, thank you.
You speak well. Even now, talking to you, I'm challenged. I feel challenged. I'm like, okay. It's because you speak really well. You articulate yourself well. And you mentioned that you went to a private institution. So now I'm kind of connecting the dots. Is that where it came from, or what's the story behind that?
That's part of the story. Maybe just 20% of
Really?
the story.
Tell me the story.
My ability to articulate, speak good English is thanks to my mom.
Really?
My mom is an English teacher. She taught English literature. She teaches English. Like, her pronunciation, her diction is just excellent.
Oh my goodness.
Way beyond mine.
Really?
Yeah. And you know, she teaches English literature and geography. And in my O levels, I got 2 A stars.
Okay.
And then the rest were A's. Right? Those were my results.
Okay.
The 2 A stars were in literature and geography. My
oh
mom's
my
subjects.
goodness.
So I really
She must have been really proud.
She was, and she really did do her best to, you know, teach not just me but my brother and sister too, how to articulate yourself, how to speak, even the ability to present yourself very well. I got it from her, and I really thank God for that, because she taught me something that's very, very important. You know, when you stand in front of a crowd, when you're presenting yourself, present in a way that you would want the presenter to present. You know what I'm saying?
I could not agree with you.
Yeah. And when you articulate your words, when you're speaking, speak in such a way, like imagine you are in the audience. How would you want somebody to teach you what you're saying? How would you want somebody to present to you? Do that, you know? And yeah, just her being able, she loves, you know, the Shakespearean books. She can quote them and everything.
Really?
Yeah.
No
so
wonder.
her English is really, it's way better than mine.
Wow.
But my ability to speak well is from her. And it's not that like my English vocabulary is like that great. I know that like I still need to improve in that aspect, but ability to speak and to present yourself and to talk with confidence. Really, I thank my mom, because she taught me most of that. And then also when I was in primary school, at Midlands Christian School, there was an English teacher called Mrs. Wall. She came from UK, and she also really taught us very well in terms of how to speak, how to present ourselves, how to speak the English language. I think she taught me in grade 7. Yes. And my grade 3 teacher is the one who helped me like with essay writing, back then we called it creative writing. And I mean, she did such a great job, because she would not just like teach us how to write, but she would read, and the way she would read is like you're watching a movie, you know? So watching these teachers, including my mom, you know, taught me how I should be able to talk and how I should be presenting myself when I'm in front of people, how you should be confident in what you're saying, how you should enunciate your words well, so people hear every single thing that you're saying. Not a situation where you're talking about like, wait, what did you say? You know, that's a sign that you're not doing it right. So yeah, that's really basically where I get it from. Also, some of the people that I watch online, I watch, her name is, she is a Nigerian writer and author, Chimamanda Adichie. You know her, right? I love the way she talks.
She can speak.
The way she presents herself, you know, and she is very confident in the way that she talks. And like her words they have power. Like it affects you some way, and it makes you think differently. And watching such people, you know, sometimes you need to see how people do it well for you to be able to do it well. You need to have a mentor, because positive examples are tremendous motivators for success. So I really just encourage those who want to improve in confidence in speaking in front of people. Watch people who do it well. Watch people who do it well, and surround yourself with people who do it well. Watch them, try to copy them when they speak, and it will really help.
Right? When you see what you want, emulate it, right?
Exactly.
Oh my goodness, Shanice, I love what you said about your mom. You say that everything that you know, most of the things that you know about speaking and how to present yourself, you learned from your mom.
Yeah.
And in my most recent interview, I was talking to this lady. Her name is Amina Kaunda. She's an MC, and I just met her at a conference I went to here in Zambia. So I approached her. I'm like, I really love.
And going to conferences is another great thing. So keep doing that.
Thank you, thank you. I've noticed, because every time I go to a conference, I'm always like, how are these people doing this? It inspires me, so I keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I met that lady, and I was just talking to her. I'm like, how did you end up speaking this well? She also mentioned her parents, so I realize now how important it is for parents to teach their kids, because right, it changes everything. And honestly, for me, I feel that my kids are in trouble. They're in trouble, because I will be serious about this. I'm passionate about it. I really want to be that person. When I speak, I don't want it to just be words coming out of my mouth. They have to change people. That's what I want.
That's what it's all about,
Exactly.
Yeah, because that part in you that shines, it should also be passed on to your offspring, your children.
Yes.
And it must go on from generation to generation. Like, it mustn't just end there.
Yes, they have to know. People should know that this is Kuzai Mashia's kids. Because of the way that they speak.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's not only like from my mom. I think from my dad's side. My dad is a very intelligent man.
Yeah.
And honestly, I wouldn't have been able to go through, A-level maths without him.
Yeah.
Even in primary school and high school, he's the one who would help us, with the mathematical. So I'm sure you can already tell like how my parents are. My mom is like the artistic one.
I see.
The one who speaks, and my dad is like the quiet, but the more like he thinks he's very introspective. And he's very logical. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I love it. I love this, Shanice. I'm really enjoying it. Now, let's talk about leadership.
Okay.
And I think that's an interesting part, because I know you as a class rep. That's how I've always known you here. When I started knowing you, I knew Shanice was the class rep in the next class.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So now tell me about that. How did you end up being class rep, and how do you think it changed you, or what did it teach you?
Wow. Honey, I could write a book.
Really?
That's a heavy question. But I will try to short it down. Right? I wasn't always the class rep for my class. I became class rep when we started MPCHP, but in HPFP it wasn't me. For me to become class rep, like the same thing for everybody else who becomes class rep. Like, you have to state like your willingness, apply for it, and the class will vote whether or not they want you. And that's what happened. The class voted for me, and shout out to March 23 batch. Thank you so much. Thank you for voting for me. What has being a class rep taught me? It has taught me a lot of things. A lot of things. One of those things is you can't please everyone. And I want this to go to everybody who's a class rep. Many times we try our best to do what's best for every single person, but that's not always possible. There will always be a situation where you have to make a decision where it's going to be beneficial to others, and for others it might not be the best. And it's not that you have anything against them or you don't like them, but that's just what's best for the class at that time. And when I say that's what's best for the class, it's not really your choice or your decision to make that, it's the class's choice. Because you are the class representative. You present their voice, not your own voice, right? So you don't make decisions based on what you want, but it's based on what the class wants and what the class thinks is best. Okay, so usually what we do in our classes, if there are conflicting views, we put it up to a vote. And then people, we go with what the majority votes for to prevent situations where there are going to be a lot of tension or a lot of noise. I have seen that in situations where I choose to make a decision on my own without consulting the class, it becomes a problem. So you have to be somebody who is approachable, people can talk to, and also be somebody that can talk to your class, communicate things well with your class. Communication really is key to being a leader. You have to be able to communicate what the teachers have been saying to the students, and the students' views to the lecturers, to the teachers. And another thing that I have learned from being a class rep is the lecturers really are there for you.
Yeah.
You know, we have great lecturers at Texel American University.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. And
Mm-hmm.
I encourage all class reps to do the best that they can to establish a good rapport with their lecturers. Get close to them. Really, you will find yourself getting opportunities that you never would have if you weren't close with them.
Yeah.
You know, so it's very important to establish a good rapport, get to talk to them. Don't let your communication with them just be in class. Even outside class, visit them, get to know what they're doing, what they're working on that's outside of the class setting. That can open your door to research.
Yeah.
That can open the door to you learning something that isn't even part of your curriculum, but it's going to help you. Because remember, we're doctors, or we're training to be doctors. We can't always get the textbook patient. Sometimes what's out of your curriculum is what you're going to experience and what you're going to see.
True.
So don't just be satisfied with the information that you get in class. Go beyond it.
Yeah.
And when you go beyond it, approach your lecturers because they know better than you. So they will be the best to advise you further on that. So those are some of the things that I've learned as being a class rep. The good things.
Yeah.
There are also bad things.
Really?
It's not always good.
It's not.
Yeah, because when you're a class rep, you have to make decisions that affect everyone in the class. And some of those people are your friends.
Well,
People that are very close to you.
Yeah.
And sometimes the decisions that you have to make are not what they want, or they're not what they were expecting of you, because you're their friend.
Yeah.
And they were expecting you as their best friend to make it right for them, you know, or they thought that they would now have an advantage because they're friends with the class rep.
Yeah.
And that's not always the case, because you can't, as a class rep, make decisions that favor your friends and disadvantage others. No, because you have to be somebody who's fair. You have to be somebody who everybody, whether it's somebody who talks to you or somebody who's never said a word to you, they should all be able to approach you. And they should be confident in that our leader or our class rep is able to make a decision that will be the best benefit for us. Those are some of the things.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shanice. Awesome. Oh my goodness, the classrooms have to hear that, I think. Yeah.
I could say a lot more, but time.
Thank you. We appreciate what you just said. And so my next question for you is, at this point, becoming a signature question of mine, because I'm always talking about balance. I have to ask you, because you are a church girl, you are a school girl, you have a lot of other things going on in your life. I'm sure you have clubs, and you were SRC representative for clubs. So you have quite a few things going on in your life. So now, how do you make sure that everything else balances with your main thing, which is school?
Okay. Wow. The honest truth. I pray.
You pray
every day.
Yeah.
And I just committed to God. Sometimes it can be overwhelming. I'm going to be honest. Sometimes it really is a lot. Because I have my own assignments. Remember, I'm a medical student. So already that's a lot. Right? And then I also have duties to perform as a class rep. And back then I had duties to perform as an SRC member, coming up with new clubs and also being in charge of certain events. And also at church I had many duties that I had to perform there as well. So I think it all goes back to just praying and trusting God, and also planning. You need to plan out your day. Things don't just happen. It takes focused action. Focused action means you planned it. It doesn't just happen. Plan out what you're going to do for the day. And when you plan hour by hour. You don't just plan, okay, today I need to accomplish 1, 2, 3. You have to say I need to accomplish 1 at 10 a.m., 2 at 12 p.m., 3 at 14 hours. You have to be specific and do your best to stick to that plan. And at the end of the day, go over your plan. Take what was done and what has not yet been done. And do what you can to make sure that the next day you will accomplish everything. And on days when you do accomplish everything that was on your list, reward yourself. Okay, like, because that's going to be an incentive, something that's going to encourage you the next day to finish everything, and very soon that just becomes a habit. Yeah. So be somebody who's very intentional with how you spend your time. Don't just waste your time with unnecessary conversations, unnecessary people that don't add value. You know. Now I'm not saying that just a friendly chat with your friend, since it's not adding value, I'm not going to talk to them. No. Trust me, spending time with friends is necessary for your mental health. But sometimes you have a plan, people just pop up, and now everything is ruined. You know, that plan shatters, and then at the end of the day, the work that you were supposed to do was not done because, man, you just had to know what was going on in that person's life. And that's not very conducive to, you know, being able to achieve your goals. You need to be somebody who's very goal oriented. So in as much as you need to accommodate those people that might come your way, have specific time for them, and make sure that it doesn't go beyond that time that you set for them, because then that would be detrimental to you. And what was the point? You're saying, no, I need to talk to them, I needed to spend time with my friend, but at the end of the day, you haven't really been able to achieve what you wanted. So has that friend really benefited? No. You see what I'm trying to say? So it's very good to plan and stick to the plan. And the most important thing is just commit it all into the hands of the Lord. Because He's the one who gives you strength to do all. Without Him, you can't do anything. But with God, all things are possible.
I agree.
I say that with all my heart, because for me to be where I am, it's not by my own strength, it's not by my own power. I know it is God's hand working in me. There were many times when things were just too much and I didn't know how I would make it. But I just said, Lord, you brought me here, and I know that you will see me through. I trust you to see me through. Help me. And He does.
He always does.
He's faithful.
I agree with you, Shanice. And I also love what you said. Always make sure that you have a to-do list, right? You know the things that you want to do. And I believe that there is nothing more fulfilling than, you know, sitting down at the end of the day and looking at your to-do list and seeing that you actually accomplished the things that you wanted to do. Yeah, I agree with that, because there's always been times where I forget to write things down, because I'm a writer. I have all these journals. I have so many journals. Every time I'm interviewing someone, I always have the questions written down. I have the intro ready. So when times come and I don't have something written down, I'm not prepared, I feel I'm uncomfortable, I'm not confident. So I think it's always good to plan, to know what you're going to do. So I agree with you.
And another thing is having a mentor, somebody who is already where you want to be, and see what they do, you know, and follow it. You need to have, like I said before, positive examples are tremendous motivators of success. That's something that I learned from a mentor. You know, you need to have somebody who's at a certain level way higher than you, achieving something great that has never been done before. You know, one great example, she isn't really my mentor, but she's somebody that I have been watching and seeing like how she does it, and what she's done. She's talked about her life story on one of her TED Talks. Her name is Claire Karekezi. So she's a doctor. She's Dr. Claire Karekezi. And she was also like the first neurosurgeon in Rwanda, the first female neurosurgeon in Rwanda recently. And she spoke about like how she, like all the things that she experienced, like the struggles to get to where she was, and the importance of hard work. You know, successful people don't just get to the top. I learned this from a close mentor of mine from church, right? And he said successful people don't just drift to the top, they engage in focused action, hard work, and lots of energy to make things happen. Every day. You have to stay true to your purpose on a daily basis. You know, it's not like, oh, today is Friday or today is Saturday, I'm not going to do anything that has to do with what I need to do. Every single day, even if it's just an hour, even if it's like 30 minutes, have something to do with what you want to achieve in life. You know, because saying I'm going to rest every weekend, try to think of all the Saturdays that you've lived. If you had actually utilized those things, you would have been somewhere way more than where you are right now. Somewhere greater. So sometimes rest is overrated.
True, I agree with that.
Sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes rest is overrated. it. I mean, you're going to sleep eventually.
Yeah.
So might as well just work now.
True.
I think it's best to suffer now, enjoy tomorrow. That mindset of I'll do it tomorrow has led many people into failure, into disaster. But saying, you know what, this is difficult, this is hard, I hate it, but I'm going to do it today. I'm going to suffer now, then I'll enjoy tomorrow. That mindset is what will get things done.
Yeah.
You know, in life, okay, I feel like I'm saying a lot.
That's why we're here, Shanice.
There are three types of people, right? There are those who make things happen. There are those who watch things happen, and there are those who wonder
how things happen.
what happened.
Oh yeah. Oh, they don't know. They're like,
what really happened, right?
Yeah.
You need to know who exactly you are. Which type of person are you of these three?
Yeah.
Okay. When you are the type of person that makes things happen, you have a goal, and every day you work towards that, achieving that goal.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You don't take a day off, and you make sure things get done.
Yeah.
When you're the person that just watches things happen, things happen to you and they're always out of your control.
Yeah.
You can never control what's going on, and you never know what's going to happen next. You're always anxious, and you're always worried, and you always feel behind. You always feel overwhelmed because you're not actively engaging in habits that are going to improve your life.
Yeah. I agree with that.
And then those who wonder what happened, they are the ones who are not even interested in their future. They don't take much interest in doing what's best for them, and they would rather just not do anything. So don't be that.
Don't be that person.
Be the type of person who makes things happen in your life. Sometimes opportunities come, and they come and you don't succeed or you don't benefit from them because you just weren't prepared. You know? So you need to be prepared for when those opportunities arise, when those opportunities come.
Yeah. True.
Then you'll be able to do something that you never thought you were going to do. I never thought I would be here doing you.
Really?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just be somebody who is actively doing something every single day to achieve your goal in life.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
Thank you so much, Shanice. You know, I'm being careful because I know that you need to be somewhere right now. So I think we're going to wrap up. So my last two questions is, the first one is about failure. Because I know we're medical students, and as sometimes we have tests, we have all these exams. Has there ever been a time where you failed and you felt like, or have you ever failed? Or you have, right?
Yes.
Exactly, you have. And I know that you're also a very smart person. And I know sometimes when you're used to just passing, you don't have the, can I say the mental residue or like the emotional residue? You don't know how to do with failure. Like it hits differently because you're not used to it. So how is that for you? What do you do when you fail?
Okay. I think with failure, right? It teaches you. You learn more from failure than from always doing well.
Yeah.
I've always been the type of person that believes when you see somebody who's doing a lot better than you, who's excelling better than you, they seem to just have everything together. They're not your rival. They're not your competition. They're not your enemy. They're just proof that it is possible. Right? So don't, how do I say, alienate yourself? Or feel like I can never reach that, or I can never do that. They're proof that it can be done. Learn from them and see what are they doing to achieve it, right? When I failed, well, of course, it was back in high school, right? And of course, even here at med school, it's not like every single test I've written has been, you know, A's and B's. There have been times when I didn't perform at the level that is my best. And it's hard. It's not easy.
True.
I think as medical students, we're people who really, we are our worst critic. Well, I'm talking from my perspective. Whenever I don't do so well, I would really beat myself down with my thoughts, my inner thoughts, and the way I view myself and the things I say about myself. And that's a very unhealthy way of doing it. You need to approach failure from a perspective of it's a lesson. And I've learned this is the method I was using to prepare myself for this exam, to prepare myself for this test. It didn't work. So now it's time to shift. Now it's time to change. view failure as a sign that what you're doing isn't working, you need to do something different. Okay? I think it was Newton who said that you can't, it's only a fool who does the same things twice, expecting a different outcome.
Yeah.
Once you failed, it's a sign that the way you were doing it wasn't correct. And you need to adjust, but it could be adjusting your study techniques, it could be adjusting your sleep patterns, it could be even adjusting your diet. Sometimes just being sedentary and not exercising, not eating right, can be affecting your ability to retain information. It can be affecting your memory. So it's just a sign that you just need to change something to improve and to do better. Approach failure with positivity. Because when you approach it negatively and you start feeling, oh no, it means I'm not so good enough, or I can't do this, or I can't do that. Trust me, if you fight, this is from Jim Quick, if you fight for your limitations, you get to keep them. If you say that I can't do this, and somebody say no, but you can, and you keep telling yourself, no, I'm telling you I can't, you're fighting for your limitation, and you're going to keep that. It's not going to change. But when you approach your problem with a positive mindset of like, okay, clearly the way I've been doing it has not been working. What should I do? That's why I said it's important to see those people who are doing better. They're not your competition. They're not your enemy or your rival. They're just proof that it can be done. Learn from them. That person in your class who did better than you or who got the highest mark, approach them. Okay, how did you do this? How did you manage to get this right? Where am I getting it wrong? Learn not just from your lecturers, but also from your fellow students. Because I've also learned quite a lot from my classmates. I've learned quite a lot from friends who had other techniques that I wasn't using, other books or textbooks or videos that they were using that I hadn't. And when I started incorporating that in my studies, it actually worked and I actually did well. So you're gonna learn a lot from other people. Don't take failures, that's the end, or it means I can't do it. No. It just means that you just need to change your technique, change your study pattern, adjust, and you'll get it right next time. There's always next time. Like, life doesn't end because of a test. Never allow a mark to define who you are. You are better than that.
I agree. Thank you, Shanice.
Thank you.
All right, now our ultimate last question. Okay, I know you've said a lot. You have given a lot of tips, a lot of insights, a lot of advice, but what would you say is the best advice that you would want to leave today for students, specifically for students here at Exeter? What do you want to tell them?
I would, number one, be sincere. You've chosen medicine. It's grueling, it's hard, it's not an easy path. Be sincere about it, because sincerity is one of the ways that will help you gain success. Pretense is usually the part that leads to failure. It's usually the part that leads to crash, burn, downfall for many people, right? And the reason for that is you can only pretend for so long. There will be a day. Your day will come when you will be tested, right? Your time will come, and that time it will reveal that you were just pretending all along. Once you are sincere, every study session will be genuine. You will put all your effort and all your attention. When you are in class, you'll be focused. You'll be genuinely learning from the lecturer. You're not just there for attendance. You are actually there to learn. Be sincere in what you're doing. Have an interest in what you're learning. When you are I'm speaking from a medical perspective, when you are in the anatomy lab or when you're in the dissection lab, don't just be there to add numbers to the class, but be genuine about it. Take active control. Like I said before, be the person that makes things happen. Don't just watch things happen. Okay? So when something new arises, be the one that participates and asks questions. When there's something that's new that is being taught, and perhaps the lecturer didn't give you as much information as you would have wanted, go and do the research, right? Go and find out. So have interest in what you're doing. Be genuine about it. Because I feel like when you genuinely are interested in what you're doing, you will put a lot more effort, and that will help. It will actually reflect in your results. It won't just reflect in your results, but even in everything that you do. The way you carry yourself, the way you'll be paying attention in class, the way you'll be, actively engaged in just everything that has to do with medicine. It will show. It will definitely show. So just be somebody who's interested, in what they are doing. And for all the Christians out there, I encourage you to commit it all into God's hands. I feel like medicine is not just, of course, for some people it can be just a career, just a way to make money, but I believe it's a calling as well. And when it's something that's a calling, you need more than just your own intellect, more than just your own understanding. Because this body is not our own. God created it. He knows how to fix it way better than any doctor ever will. You know, doctors can treat, but it is God who heals. So trust in Him and commit your studying to Him. He's the one who knows the questions that are coming in the exam anyway. You know?
He knows everything.
He knows. So He will direct you in what you need to study. He will direct you in where you need to go, in the path that you need to take. So that's my biggest encouragement. Commit it all into the hands of God, and be really genuinely sincere when you're studying, when you're learning. Be genuine and take an interest in what you're doing. Take an interest in the lecturers, in meeting with them, talking to them outside of the lecture rooms. You know, go to the library. Guys, I'm telling you, many people might see it as, no, she's doing too much. You learn so much. And that which you're learning is going to save a life.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Shanice. Oh my goodness. You know, I told her, I don't know, I'm just going to say this, but I've told you before that I love you. And I was like, Shanice, I love you. I know.
Thank you, darling.
I mean, who wouldn't?
I love you too.
Thank you for saying yes to Cozy Chronicles podcast. You have blessed the podcast. And before we started, you asked me to pray. So we prayed together. Yeah. See you. Thank you so much. I wish you all the best in the clinical rotation.
Thank you. Yes.
I know you're gonna be one of the best. Yeah.
Doing the best I can to prepare.
Yep.
I'm a little nervous, but I'm also excited.
Oh, they don't know what's coming.
Oh.
They